YouTube clearly is a video and audio platform, whereas podcast is definitely more focused on audio. Now, there are people who prefer one or the other, or perhaps both. This is why YouTube works really well as a lead generation tool for any creator and entrepreneur. Number one, it is the amount of organic traffic. Yes, strategy is a really important part of it, but by default, YouTube is part of Google. Whatever you search on Google, being known as the world's #1 search engine, you're able to expose your work, whether you're a blogger or in this case, a YouTuber or a video content creator, your content may rank. Now, you don't have to be on the first page. If it is, awesome. That means that you may have to qualify and know what your long tail strategy is. Instead of competing for the most popular keywords and questions, working together with us here at Face World Media and Dawn Media Productions, we're able to help you find your niche. Reason number 2 on YouTube is the focused attention for curiosity, education, but also finding the answer to a specific question. Now, when people are scrolling Instagram, Facebook, whatever that may be, their attention is very limited. They're there to sometimes just to browse or just to space out, just to relax. However, whenever people are on YouTube, they're there for a very specific reason, at least most of them. That's your opportunity to shine and to teach. We find that content that starts with how-to or generally educational questions, explainer videos, mixed with a little bit of entertainment tends to work really well. Reason number 3, why YouTube is great for lead gen, because you get to experiment. We always coach our clients to focus on the fact that they can create serial content, create a playlist of videos to try and see what works. Now, because YouTube has such powerful organic traffic, you're now able to test your content more quickly. Opposed to putting a piece of blog article on your website and hear cricket. Whenever you put content out on YouTube, even if you have a small size audience, you're able to engage with your audience rather quickly. And you don't have to rely on your 50, 100 subscribers, because if your content delivers value and happens to be what people are searching for, in addition to take advantage of how YouTube works. By the way, the anatomy of a YouTube video isn't just a video itself. It has title, description, keywords, and don't forget there is a large, big description area. You can add up to 5,000 words. That's a lot. You're able to talk about what's in your video, but also the products you use, the solutions and services you provide. The possibilities are endless. Now, let's talk about YouTube versus podcasts, also related to what we just mentioned about leads. Well, YouTube clearly is a video and audio platform, whereas podcast is definitely more focused on audio. Now, there are people who prefer one or the other, or perhaps both. The reason why I was a podcaster at first in 2014 was because I was really nervous in front of the camera. Do I regret that decision? Probably not, because I wasn't ready. But in retrospect, if I was feeling 50-50% about YouTube or podcasting, I want to say that if you have to choose one, YouTube is a great platform. I would have absolutely chosen YouTube over podcasts, knowing the ability of sharing my knowledge, my information more quickly on the platform. Now, of course, if the answer is that you could do both, even better. Here's one thing though, a lot of people don't think about is that you can more easily repurpose video to be audio content, but you can't quite turn that the other way around. Sure, there are people right now making audios into a video. It's a lot of effort. And plus, if you're just assembling these B-rolls and random footage together, or even basic animation, it's not gonna be as engaging as if you were planning out video content in the first place. Believe me, I love podcasting myself. I love podcast content in general. But the problem is, still today, many years after podcast has become popular, unfortunately, the analytics related to podcasts is really quite limited. Regardless of the platform you're using, I used to use Libsyn. These days I use Anchor, but there are many other podcast hosting platforms you can choose from. And take a look at their analytics, unfortunately, is very limited. In comparison to YouTube, I've got a ton of videos and also a lot of checklists and tools and systems from within YouTuber Kit to show you what the analytics look like, how to make it work in your favor, how to learn from it constantly. YouTube analytics comes with basic dashboards, but also advanced analytics. That is not something that currently exists for podcasting. Even with a paid version of these podcasting platforms, It's not even close to what you can learn from YouTube. It is incredible. YouTube will show you your general channel CPM, how much you get paid for the views on average, but it also shows you individual CPMs related to your videos, as well as traffic sources, click-through rate, how many people subscribe to your channel as a result of individual videos. You can also monitor people's interest in terms of watch time, how many people are returning subscribers who are watching your channel. Also, when the interest starts to die down per video, like specific performance related to a single video, there's so much you can learn from it. And by working with us here at Dawn Media Productions, we help you avoid burnout, because in addition to the production side of the company, there's also something called Outsourcing Angel, which means that they're able to help you build a system by building a team and hire content managers, virtual assistants, in addition to video editors to make everything work for you. So on that note, let's talk about how to make YouTube work for you. Rule number one is to have the right mindset. If you're here on YouTube simply because you want to get famous, get rich, or have thousands of views all of a sudden appear on your channel, then YouTube is most likely not for you. YouTube is a long game and it will test your patience. Mindset is really important for any content creator, regardless of the platform. To make YouTube work for you, you have to honestly ask yourself what you're here for. So the number one thing you gotta pay attention to is you're here to deliver value without asking for anything in return. I know it's really hard to swallow that. Most famous YouTubers that you probably know of, it takes them 100 videos, sometimes hundreds of videos to really find their voice, to be comfortable and to deliver content and to really find their way around how to edit, how to produce engaging videos and high quality videos. That takes a lot of patience, time, budget, manpower to make that happen. But here's the good news. After a little while, you might just find yourself enjoy making videos. I know that people who at the beginning just find it really intimidating or uncomfortable, later on that they just get into it. Also on YouTube, you get to engage with your viewers, and that's super exciting. Plus, they give you tips and tricks on how to improve your videos. I don't just mean that how you should present yourself, what you should wear, or what editing tools you should be using. Your viewers will tell you what they want to learn next. They will tell you what's missing on your channel or maybe on YouTube overall. Not just have them appreciate your work so you can feel good about yourself, but also the ability to teach, to be of contribution, to make real, authentic connections. And as a result, all these things work together. YouTube gives you the ability to present yourself, not just let people hear your voice, which is also very important, that can drive that visceral connection. It doesn't matter how long you've been watching this video, now you actually get to know me a lot more without me having to tell you where I'm from, my origin stories. You get a sense of me. And these days on Zoom, you immediately know that who you like to listen to, who you find easy to listen to, who's delivering the most value you want to engage with again via any virtual platforms, right? The extra bonus is the ability to connect with people worldwide. When it comes to leads, content creation, making YouTube work, all of a sudden, you're not just marketing people close to you by proximity. All of a sudden, you're gonna be exposed to people from all around the world. And I find that to be super exciting. I'm often surprised, even shocked by where people are coming from and why they find my content relevant. The most important thing as a key takeaway is that you have to hit record, you have to try out different things, and you owe yourself this opportunity and this obligation to share what you know. If you don't give yourself the chance to create content, how will you ever know what works, what doesn't work? And here's the good news. Even if a video doesn't work right away, by the way, maybe for months, you don't see something happen, you don't get the views you want, but sometimes months later, one of my videos didn't gain any traction for the first 6 months, and all of a sudden it became, and still is, the #1 video on my channel, close to 300,000 views. I didn't spend a lot of time scripting or editing that video, it just took off. But if I never recorded that video or blame myself for not having a takeoff video right away, I would have completely missed out on that opportunity. Now, when I say you're obligated to create content, is because guess what? You're always a few steps, maybe a few miles ahead of somebody else. Why not help those people? And that's the most exciting part. Even if you feel like you're not necessarily an expert in a particular field, you're not super proud of it, you don't have all those certifications, fancy school diplomas, doesn't matter. You are ahead of somebody else. If you're here on YouTube trying to help, and YouTube is going to thank you and is going to reward you. I hope you find this helpful. Thank you so much for watching.